Happy lunch hour, gang. All right. Making this because I ran across a piece of information this morning that about knocked my socks off, and I thought we'd discuss it real quick. How many times have you guys heard the term uneducated voters or hear me say, too stupid to vote? Okay. That pretty much describes the entire Democrat base, if you will. We've all seen the man on the street interviews. Pick somebody, whether it's James O'Keefe, whether it's Jesse Waters, whoever would be, asking people simple questions like, who's the president of the United States? Where is Washington, D.C.? I remember watching one that these were college graduates in New York City out of NYU who couldn't tell you where Washington, D.C. was, how many amendments the Constitution has. And these are college grads, okay? We talk a lot, the prepper community, not necessarily me, and a lot of you guys do this, is homeschooling your kids. All I can say is thank God, okay? Interesting piece of info I came across this morning. 13%, roughly 1 in 8 eighth graders, okay? Teenagers, 13, 14-year-olds, could pass the civics test that we give to people who want to become naturalized citizens. I can speak to this one basically firsthand because Mrs. P had to take this test. I will tell you this, the test ain't hard, okay? I want to give you some questions. These are actual questions that are asked on the civics test. You have to get 70% to pass. What is the supreme law of the land? The Constitution. There's a rough question, okay? What are the first 3 words of the Constitution? I don't know. We the people, okay? What is the economic system in the United States? Capitalism, okay? Name one of the 3 branches of government. Pick one, okay? How many senators are there? Name one of your senators, okay? Let's see. Who's the commander-in-chief of the military? Let's see. Who's the chief justice of the Supreme Court? What are the 2 major political parties? What is one responsibility that is only for U.S. citizens? Mind you, this is a citizenship question. I'll tell you the answer to that one: serve on a jury or vote. So all those cities that say, "Gee, we want illegals to vote," no. Okay, this is the U.S. government citizenship test. In order to vote, you got to be a citizen. Gee, I don't know. Follow the freaking law. Okay. What is one reason that the colonists came to America? Name 3 original states. Who was the first president? You getting the idea? These are pretty simple questions, okay? I think Mrs. P had a study for maybe, 2 hours, okay? And we went through and quizzed her on it, and she aced it. We went to Nashville, 4-hour drive for her to go take her citizenship test. She was in there for about 5 minutes, went boom, 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 boom. 10 out of 10. Pass, you're done, congratulations. But 1 out of 8 eighth graders in our public education system could pass this test. What does that tell you about our education system? They're more worried about teaching sex ed for transgenders than they are about history and civics in the United States. What was it that came up the other day, maybe about a month ago in Baltimore? 0% of high school graduates could do math. Okay. I joke about this all the time, but how many kids that graduate high school can't spell their own name? Y'all have mentioned this one many times. Do not know how to write. Okay. Literally pen and paper, to write in cursive or whatever would be. Hell, to even print, because everything they do is type or on their phone, something like this. Sign your name. X. Why was that done 200 years ago? Because people didn't know how to read and write. Oh, guess what? We're going right back to that because of the high quality education that our public school system is giving our children, our grandchildren. We hear about school choice all the time, okay? And the left is so much against school choice because, oh, we need to make all the schools better and everything like that. That's discriminatory to people who, no, I'll agree with them. We need to make all the schools better. The first thing we need to do is get rid of the teachers union, who's more concerned about indoctrinating kids with woke ideology than actually teaching kids basic skills of life. I mean, we're talking 8th grade here, guys, all right? These kids aren't figuring out calculus. Maybe they're figuring out geometry and, algebra at this point. How to make a cube? How many sides does a cube have? These are basic life skills. Pythagorean theorem. Oh, gee, you might use that in your life. You're measuring something and it's on an angle. And how do you do it? So, side A plus side B squared is side C squared. Guess what? We got it. I mean, that's about the extent of what these kids are learning. But when they can't tell you who the first president was or what the supreme law of the land is, we have a problem. Because not only are these kids voters in about 5 years, but in about 20, they're potential congressmen, vice president, president. Again, we all talk about the idiot that is AOC, okay? Got her degree in economics and she was so smart, she got a job as a bartender, okay? Look at the kids that are coming out of school right now. Forget it. I saw an interesting story this morning. There was a new record set, apparently this past week, about the youngest kid to graduate from college ever. He's 13 years old and 13, okay, same age as an 8th grader, and just graduated college with 4 degrees. Want a little sidebar to that one? With 2. He broke the record set by his older sister, who was 14 when she graduated college. Oh, and you want something else? He's black. How about that one? Oh, we're so oppressed. No. What was the kid's comment? He goes, if you want something and work hard for it, you can get it. That was a 13-year-old's wisdom that he shared upon graduating with 4 degrees. Computer science, cybersecurity. I mean, it wasn't like he got his degree in, underwater basket weaving and, Indonesian homosexual cricket studies. He got, degrees that are actually going to be useful. Computer science, cybersecurity. Yeah, I'd say those might be decent things to learn. 13 years old, okay? Was he educated in the public school system? Nope. Okay. The kid succeeded. Now take a look at most of the rest of the 13-year-olds, 7 out of 8 of them. They can't tell you where Washington, D.C. is. Most of them can't tell you how many states there are. Hell, we've had a couple of presidents who can't tell you how many states there are. That should tell you enough as is. Hi, I'm Barack Obama. There's 57 states in the United States. Moron. Okay. The public school system is trash, okay? You want to give the public school system a grade? Oh, wait, we can't give Fs. That'll hurt it. That'll hurt a kid, his personal feelings. Well, for the school system, hey, public school teachers, I'm going to give you about an R, okay? That's how far down the scale you are, Sorry if there's any teachers here. Maybe there's a few good ones out there, but 1 out of 8, if you're a history teacher, chances are you suck, okay? And I hope there's people that get this, but homeschooling your kids or finding a good school for your kids. Parents, grandparents, get involved. Go ask the teacher. And I know this is now illegal in some states where the parents aren't allowed to see what the curriculum is. I'm sorry, if I can't see what the curriculum is for every one of my kids' class, my kid ain't going to this school, okay? Because I don't want to have my kids spend an hour a day for 4 months when Joey loved Bobby. That's not important, okay? That's not even reality. Reality is, gee, how does my country function? How do I balance a checkbook? Let's go back to this morning's video. We've got rid of shop class. We've got rid of music class. We've got rid of any of those things that can teach kids things like life skills, creativity, and we've replaced them with wokeism. Yeah, we need a fundamental change of the education system. We need more people to be pulling their kids out of these public schools and say, until you get people that are competent and qualified to teach my kid better than I am, to quote Donald Trump, you're fired. Pinball out.